at this park. I grew up here. I'm not going to reveal the name of this park, but I was literally down that path. There's a pond, and I remember so clearly now. 5, 6, 7 years ago, I want to say, when we first moved down here to the city, I would literally tell my parents that one day I would make it on YouTube. I was like, trust the process, Mom and Dad. Like, I know my grade is like a B and C in math, but one day, just one day, just watch. I'll make it big on YouTube. That didn't necessarily come true. I'm not a YouTuber by any means, but the business side of YouTube genuinely did pay off. I almost manifested it into reality. I'm getting shivers and goosebumps right now. That might be because it's quite cold, but behind me is literally my dream car, fully paid off C8. I'm sitting here, and it's like a full circle moment. Are things really manifestable? I want to ask myself, and I think it is. The world almost shaped the reality of what I manifested into the physical realm, but it first started off in my head because I knew as a fact there was no other option for me. That might have just been because I was incredibly delusional, and I think that's a trait that you would see amongst a lot of many other successful characters. It's the undelusionable self-belief I have in myself, as well as a lot of my rich friends. They have the exact same characteristics. Now look, I'm not going to talk about how I made my money within today's video, but more about the mindset of what it really took to get here. Because I knew from the start, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when I first posted my first video on YouTube, that it wasn't about if it was going to happen, but when it was going to happen. And it sounds so corny, it sounds so cheesy, like everyone says, oh, it's going to happen, you just have to wait. Like, of course. But it's almost like I saw it in a second dimensional universe, because there's absolutely infinite possibilities of how your life can shape. God gave us free will, and He didn't mold the path for you. He gave you the ability to mold any outcome you want. You could literally be a drug addict. You can literally be completely homeless with no job, complete loser. Or you can also be the version of yourself with Corvette at 18, multi-hundreds of thousands of dollars generated, making more than a doctor's salary, spending more than a doctor's salary. I did my taxes. We spent just shy of $400,000 last year. So everything is completely moldable. It's up to you, not God, not your parents, not your coworkers, not even your boss. It's up to you to get the reality that you've ultimately decided upon you. And I want you to remember that. I want you to really think about that and soak it in, because I personally had zero doubt I was going to get here. That was what the craziest part was. I just knew that someday something was going to pay off. I saw the vision. I just didn't know how. It's getting a little bit scary now that I'm actually vlogging. It's getting super dark, so I'm going to go inside the car and talk. But the game of success is really just about seeing the vision. Let me turn this music off. It's really just about seeing the vision and then it folding into reality later down the line. I gave this analogy quite a bit before, but I'm going to say it again. For you to fall asleep, you have to first pretend that you're asleep. You close your eyes, your body then molds into reality and thinks you're actually asleep, thus you fall asleep. The exact same thing revolves around business. It doesn't even surprise me that literally in front of me is it's a Corvette. It's not that expensive. I paid 110 grand for it. I overpaid hella for it. But I want more. I know I'm gonna get a Lamborghini. It's 100% guaranteed within the next year we're gonna buy one. And we have many more great things to happen. I know as a fact I'm gonna hit a 6-figure month. I know as a fact I'm gonna make 200 grand per month. We're close. We're at 70, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit it quite soon. It's all about understanding that it's already happened and that version of you is already out there. You just have to go ahead, think like that version, move, speak, and convict like that person that's already making 6 figures a month, or that person of you who's already got a 6-pack, already whatever your goal is. Does it kind of make sense? It sounds repeatable because I'm slightly repeating myself, but it's absolutely true. That everything you ever desired for has already become a reality in a slightly different universe. Whatever you believe in. I'm personally a Christian. But that doesn't mean that you rely on God to give you the outcome that you want. That doesn't mean for you to pray and do nothing about it. Faith without works is dead. That's what Jesus said. So you have to understand that everything is within your control. I knew everything was in my control. It always starts off in my brain, and then physical and the reality realm will always catch up via your actions. I'm gonna probably drive home now and make some more money. That's all I do. That's all I think of. It's a slightly bad thing. The other pattern I deciphered is everyone says, oh, you have to have a balanced life, Danny. You can't just work 20 hours every single day. If you see my eye bags, I get 4 hours of sleep every single day. I'm not even joking. I get no sleep. And all I think of is work. There's no such thing as balance, in my opinion, when you want to achieve stuff in your 20s that people in their 50s couldn't even achieve. It's not about even how hard you work, because that's one aspect, but it's more about leverage work. I understood personally when I was 18 years old that for me to be able to achieve things that 50-year-olds could even achieve, it's not even about working a billion times harder than them, because work ethic alone doesn't get me here. It's about smart work and leverage work and literally speed running the paths and the failures via learning from people who've already gone through the experience and the hardship and the setbacks so you can avoid it. Mentorships, teachers. I don't know if I ever revealed this publicly, but I've spent $60,000 in mentorships, consultants, events, coaches, and all of the time, everyone says courses are a scam. It paid off for me. I was the top student in every single mentorship I've bought. I've gotten results and I've gotten testimonials for not only my personal coaches, but my own students as well. Information and applying experiences from people who already know the stuff you don't know is the number one shortcut to getting rich, because I've seen it firsthand, but I've also done it firsthand. There's so much more things for me to learn. I obviously am nowhere near where I want to be, nowhere near where my mentors are, and have so much more learning and setbacks to go through over the next few years, few decades. But it always comes down to first having the conviction and self-belief that you can actually achieve that reality of you, because that reality is already a real thing. You just have to go out there and actually mold your characteristics, thoughts, and actions like that person, and reality snaps into your shoes. Have a good night.